Hey, what's up, y'all? Chris here with Eastbound RS. Happy Halloween, y'all, like trick or treaters out there. Hey, I just want to check in this morning. I want to talk about change today or this morning. And I don't want to just talk about change like in the world. I want to talk about change in you and what you need to do. So, I don't know what it is about me, OCD, my attention to detail that I can't turn off constantly no matter where I'm at, but I feel like in this world, you need to change and you need to constantly change because being stagnant and just staying where you're at will get you nowhere past where you're at unless you're happy where you're at and you figured everything out I'm about to say before you've watched this video. So to me, change starts with in yourself, meaning that if you need something that needs to adjust in your life, well, you need to do it. So I was brought up old school. I've always been told and felt like I was an old soul, and I was raised by my grandparents. So I was raised by people from the 40s. And the way we got our attributes in life was by self made, hard work, handshakes, and eye contact, and just being respectful outward. And by doing all that, you learned how to be a man or a woman for that matter. And to me, to become a man in this world, which is drastically changed from the nation or the world or the Western hemisphere that we live in order to become a man, you had to be raised by a man. And at the end of the day, what I was taught by the man that raised me, my grandfather, was that change comes from within. So if you need to evolve, you need to figure out what you need to do up here and in here to change because the world that we all live in is not a straight line. It's all over the place. It's up, down, left, right. It's on a curve sometimes. It's all based on the trajectory of what you've put in to the efforts in yourself. So what happens is a lot of times you adjust or you coordinate yourself to adapt to a situation. So if you're married, you learn how to not say certain things and maybe speak up and say other things. And your wife or your significant other, or your partner for that moment, will do the same thing. But most people, in my experience, don't actually change. They just adjust on small little fragments in their life. And at the end of the day, you still are exactly what you started with when you woke up that morning. Now, traditionally, that came from just forward movement in the way that you run your life, your morning routine, your afternoon routine, your evening routine. Now, I'm a little bit outward on what I do. I can't even turn left twice. I'll go right the next time. And if it's going out to get chicken and the kids want chicken again, well, I'll be like, let's go get some steak. Now, that's because I don't want to conform to just being the same thing all the time because then nothing will change. So, with you, if you need to become a happier man, well, in order for you to become a happier man, you got to become happier with yourself. Because in order for you to be happier and more outward to those around you, or new people, or associates at work, or friends and family, well, for you to be happier to them, you need to be happier with yourself. So if you're an angry man, you need to figure out what it is that is making you angry and then internalize that. And I mean, not just think on it, I mean, literally go down and sit down in your brain and talk about to yourself, what am I going to do to change this? Now, a lot of times it deals with the people around you. So if you're negative because you've got negative people around you, well, you need to get rid of those people. And it's the hard truth. And it's not always easy to do that. And a lot of times, people in this day and age, they all want to get therapy and they want to tell somebody else they don't know. And they don't want to talk to those around us about what their actual problem is. They want to just keep it deep down inside and ball it up. And then it becomes a shitstorm. And then he did nothing. So I don't believe that. Now, if you do, that's fine. And I'm not taking anything away from therapy. I'm sure it's good for you. But to me, therapy starts with you. And if you've got something to say to somebody around you, well, you need to say it. And if you need to change for yourself to change for them, well, that changes you. It's not them. Now, if they've got problems, well, they need to change them. And if you can work together on that, that's fine. But to circle back, in order to do change, it's small little things. Is it a person around you that's negative? You need to get rid of them. If it's a job that you're stuck in, that you hate, and it's killing your soul, well, figure out what it is you need to do to get a better job or to readjust within that job to accommodate yourself to make that job okay. If it's something you want in this world, and I'm not talking about, hey, I want to go have something that's completely outworldly that I can't afford. Stop thinking like that. You can only change the things that are right in front of you. And those things that are right in front of you, the way you change them is by you doing it. Not those things, you. So as a man or a woman for that matter, you need to work on yourself. You can't ever just sit there and think about, well, why and if. Well, man, you become the why and adjust the why to work. And the if, it's simply just a question most of the times that you don't have answered. Figure out what the answer is, and if you can't figure out what the answer is, figure out how to get the answer. And that all is within you. So when it comes down to you making changes in your world, it's got to be you doing the changes. Okay? You adjust accordingly for yourself. In your heart, your soul, your mind, your spirit. Put out good vibes. I'll keep saying that. Every video I'm probably going to make is going to have something about vibes in it. Because realistically, if you're sitting there thinking about good things and projecting good things and, hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Yes, sir. And, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Dinner was delicious tonight. I appreciate it, babe. You're putting out good things. If you're like, you don't look somebody in the eye, or you put your head down when you walk by somebody on the sidewalk, or you're sitting there and some old man looks at you and you look away when realistically what he was expecting from you is to say, how you doing, sir? Change. Make small changes. Adapt. If you want more out of the business you own, figure out what it is you want, then figure out the steps to get it. If you need something changed in your love life or your companion or your partnership, figure out what the problem is or what the adjustment is that you guys need to work, and together you change together, but you both have to change. So if one person's not and the other person is, ain't nothing ever going to happen, because the person to change is going to adapt back to default, and that's just the world we live in. So to me, I guess I'm putting on a little preach here today, is I believe the change comes from within in you. And by all means necessary, if you can realize that this world is not a straight line, that it's up and down, and every day is an adjustment, then you bob and weave with the world you live in and change, and you adapt and evolve yourself to make those changes as a man so that you can be a better provider, a better father, a better husband, a better friend, a better neighbor, better to your community around you. A man is created and made by nature and nurture. And then once that man becomes a man, it's on him to make that man become better. Because if you all want to have a legacy out there of your family or your business or whatever ventures you're in, and you're the one that started it and created it, well, it starts and ends with you unless you figure out how to pass it on. So the change is you. So if there's anything that I could tell you, is that if you want change in your life, you've got to do it in your heart, your soul, your mind, your spirit, and you need to evolve yourself to make those changes. And they're little changes until you figure out the bigger changes. Because a year can go by in a day if you're not paying attention. And 5 years can go by in a year and be like, what happened? You know, when you're raising your kids and you're like, holy shit, I can't believe they're in high school when yesterday they were in elementary school. That's how it happens. You just get stagnant, but you want to project the change and the kindliness and the love that you want outwards so those around you pick up on it. Because nature nurture is real. You're passing it on to your kids, and it doesn't ever stop either. So that nature and nurture, dude, that goes to your friends. If you're being an asshole to your friends, well, you're not giving them anything. You want to promote health. You want to promote wellness. You want to promote happiness. You want to promote change and get behind it. Okay? So what I can tell you is this. If you want change, promote it in yourself. Okay? You make the change. Evolve with where you want to go and make those changes, y'all. All right? Chris here with Eastbound RS. Love y'all.